This is my response for the second quote of week 9. This is describing how Chinese immigrants to the United States joined the military war effort, mainly as contributors in factories, but also as actual soldiers, the males, of course. And they felt that this was quite patriotic and that they were truly becoming a part of, as they say, the great patriotic United States war machine out to do battle with the enemy. They also note that they are generally more accepted now that they're out of Chinatown with a general American populace for their success in fighting the Japanese and the Nazi forces, which is actually an interesting case, that they were fighting the Japanese, seeing what the Japanese did to China during World War II, the killings of several million people. Anyway, regardless, this made me think of how minority groups of all walks of life, when they came to the United States, there was really a defining moment or a few moments in which some sort of accomplishment by that group had gained some sort of general acceptance for them, and war is definitely one of those areas. In the Civil War, there were African American troops who fought alongside the North in the war, and to some extent, not in extreme extent, they were definitely brought up in some people's eyes as supporters of the cause of the Union, that sort of thing, as well as the Tuskegee Airmen during the World War, and also even the Native American signalmen in the war. They're well known, it's their claim to fame, and definitely taught in schools as a positive light of Native Americans. So this is one thing that war can do to greatly assist a certain culture that may have been frowned upon in the United States or not accepted up until that point. But it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with these two wars that are going on now, Iraq and Afghanistan. There's a lot of Iraqi immigrants in the United States, especially the north near the Great Lakes, Chicago, not so much Cleveland. Also Afghan populations, and several of them have joined the war effort as interpreters or soldiers. They'll definitely assist in understanding that culture more, but I really, up until now, haven't seen any sort of acceptance of these sort of Middle Eastern origin troops or soldiers, interpreters in the United States military back at home. I mean, the only thing we have seen in the media in that regard is the Fort Hood shooting that was a few months ago, and that's definitely more negative. But who knows, maybe in 10 or 15 years we'll be able to look back upon these wars and see the positive contributions that those who are members of Islam have contributed to the United States military in these conflicts, as well as those from the Middle East in general. So that'll be definitely something to look back as we look back on World War II in this book and the Civil War. It'll be interesting to see what the future writes about these people in this current war.